Today I want to show you an app that I had been working on recently. A couple of weeks ago, I released Generative Tools IO, an AI directory where I indexed around 60,000 pages on Google and started ranking on day 3. And in a span of like 4 to 5 days, Google had indexed 70,000 pages and crawled more than 200k pages on my website. And that I posted those results on X. A few people reached out to me asking me if I could set it up for them, and then the next idea was born. The only problem was then that mine was a Next.js site and they wanted a WordPress solution wherein they can generate it and hook it on to their WordPress site. These are agencies. They have clients, they are creating websites, WordPress websites for them, and then they want their clients to rank. So this idea was born, and then I just want to quickly show you. I'm going to put this online very soon, but currently it doesn't have a landing page or anything. It's just I literally started working on after a few people requested me. So there's no landing page. This is my first product where I got the clients first and then started building it. So it is possible. The site is called SEO AI bot. It's not very original, but that's what I went with. So as you can see, it'll take you to your email page and you have to sign in. Before we go on, I just wanted to tell you who I am. I'm a software engineer based in London. I have been working remotely for 5-6 years, even before it was a thing. Actually, for a long time, since 2014 or something like that. So what exactly does this tool do? I talked about getting indexed on Google and stuff like that. The tool actually does in-depth research and creates an article out of it. It's not straight out of LLM article generation responses compared to a lot of other tools on the market. So I've tried to get the response directly out of an LLM like Claude or ChatGPT, GPT-4. They don't actually give you the in-depth articles. They always have a output token limits, and it's very hard to instruct these large language models to get the length you need and the outlines. Even if you have an outline, it will condense it into like that token limit. It used to be 4,098, something like that. Now they're trying to increase. Claude has like an 8,000 token limit now. GPT, they are trying to increase the token limit. I don't know if they have achieved that. Same with Gemini, I think. You have bigger context window, but the output tokens, it is still limited to 4,000 or something like that. I think Claude is the largest, 8,000, but then you have to be on their wait list to be invited to have that feature turned on, something like that. So it does the in-depth research and it also publishes to your WordPress site. So the research it's actually like a multi-agent system, a few bots, if you will. It's really a bunch of if statements and also using LangGraph to a few bots talking to each other. There's like a structure that mimics an actual editorial, like a news organization or something like that. I don't know how the actual organization is set up, but I imagine it to be like having a chief editor, and then there is an editor, and there is a researcher, there's a reporter, and stuff like that. And then there's a publisher. I made it up, basically, right? So that's how it comes up with the in-depth articles. Publishing to WordPress is pretty simple. I've already also hooked it up to Google Keyword Planner and indexing API so that it does the whole thing, researching, writing, publishes to WordPress. And once you have manually approved the publish request, then you can come into the indexing page to submit to Google from the tool rather than waiting for Google to pick your URLs, pick your pages up. So this tool is perfect for SEO writers, agencies, freelance writers or SEO agencies, or even small business owners who want to get some traffic through Google search engine rather than paying for SEO agencies. I think I'm not an SEO expert, but this seems to be working. I've tried to automate the things without requiring so much human intervention. So there's not so much customization options. You can do it after the fact if you want. Hence, because it submits as a draft when you connect to WordPress, which is configurable. It will ask you to sign in with resend, and you'll get an email. All right, I've gone ahead and clicked on it. Once you log in, it takes you to this page. Publish article to WordPress. Not a great design, I don't think so, but it does the job. All right, let's go through it. So this is a very basic keyword research tool that I had integrated into. I have a website called Build Shopify Website. All right, so that's test website and all these articles I've been creating there. For Shopify, I will say Shopify developer. You don't have to give everything. I have built in other stuff as well, like location, search query, and website URL, etc. So the website URL, if you don't have to give this. Basically, if you can find your competition, for example, Shopify developer for me will be like London. If I search for it, and maybe I can take one of the top results. What's ranking? Shopify agency. Yeah, that one. Let's take that one and take their website and go there. Let's see what they are ranking for. All right. Okay. Usually it's Snappy. Shopify development agency. So basically you'll get all the keywords that particular your competition or whatever the link that you enter here ranks for, and then you can limit it to maybe like London or something like that. All right, it came back with similar sort of results, but you can see that the volume has changed quite a bit because that is not as much now. It's more from just the searches from London now. Let's just remove it again. Just want to make sure. I'm going to refresh it. I'm just want to make sure that there are no bugs over there. It doesn't, for some reason, once I enter the location, it doesn't reset. I have to work on that. Just refresh it for now. So you can reset it to go through. So initially the sort order is by relevance. That is, so even if you find some lower volume keywords, but up here they are the ones that are this competition is ranking for. So let's say a Shopify development agency. And also you have like this specificity here. You can go like 7. What I usually do is like put 10 and see long tail keywords that are like under targeted. I use my keyboard keys to go up and down. And like companies that build Shopify stores. The volume may seem low, but you can see that the people who are advertising for that competition is actually very low. So you probably can check that and start with writing for that one. And you can select multiple keywords. So one generation is like one batch of keywords. The third option here is that the search query. Sometimes if you search for something very specific, Shopify web designers near me, and then you can see like people also ask, so how much does a Shopify web designer cost? If I were to, let's use that actually. So if I use that seed keyword here, that is a very specific thing. It won't have any volume or search volume or anything like that. But other pages are ranking for that. So you put that here, make sure this is unchecked, and finding keywords. All right, now it has come back with the results. Now you can see that when someone asks something like that, these are all the pages that rank for it, and these are all the keywords that Google associates with those pages. Shopify web designer. So this is called as keyword clustering based on SERP, which I learned what it was 2 weeks ago. So basically, you can group related keywords this way. And if I select Shopify website development, something like that, and let's go to 10. Average cost of web design for small business. Not really Shopify related, but still that is ranking. How much does it cost to build a Shopify website? 7. Pay someone to set up Shopify store. Let's try if we can hire someone to build Shopify store for me. Okay, let's do companies that build Shopify stores. Normally you would go for, like I do a volume game, so I basically create pages for everything, but you can pick and choose if you want to, what do you actually want to create. And then I'll come to this additional instructions later to show what it is actually. And then I do basically go to my WordPress, put my WordPress username here, and then WordPress URL, where my build Shopify website, that WordPress URL here. Maybe if I can. Yeah, that's better, I think. And let's do this. And application password. I'm not really sure what it was. Don't worry, I'll be revoking all this after this video, so don't try to break my website. Yeah, so this is what you do is you go to users. You don't have to use the admin user. You create a specific user for it, because I think you don't need to have full permissions for this to work. I think it need to be like editor or something. You can create a new user from here and then put them as an editor rather than administrator. So that will work if you have a team or something like that. So if I do a new application password, I'll just call testing. This is what it is. This is like an API key. It's not actually your login password. You put that there. This is actually not sent to it is sent through the server, but it's not stored. It's actually stored on your local machine. So make sure you don't share your session with others, because it's stored in your browser. And after that, what you do is you can also see for all the keywords from, if you want to just see the keywords from one side, you can just do that. Here, filter. It shows you in a very crude way how many keywords are selected. And also you can do this. There's no deselect button once you click it. Sometimes when you click, so all I do is like select all and deselect it again. So that works. Then I'm going to select it again too. And let's just say, and then you just click publish articles. Now that is going on, that has kicked off. Submitted 3 keywords. I don't even know what the other one was. Interesting. What was the other one? Shopify website development. So if you put it to 0, you'll see all of that again. So that was one. Build me a shop. I'll see that anyway here. If you go to your generations, that will say no generations yet. It just takes a bit to load. All right. I should probably change that to loading or something. So Shopify website development, status processing, companies that build Shopify stores, build me a Shopify store. So all the keywords in one batch, they are sequential. So they does one by one. If you want some parallel processing to be done, you'll have to submit it as different generations. One thing I forgot to show you was when you submit, you can actually select the tone, objective, informative, stuff like that. Check generations. You can see that I have been playing around with it a lot actually. Publishing to different websites, stuff like that. It will take about a minute or 2 to process it, because I'm testing phase. I want to keep the cost low, so I've hooked it up to GPT-4o mini. I have written like 36 pages ebooks. But if you change that to like GPT-4o, not mini, the actual one, or Gemini 1.5 Pro, it jumps up to like $6 or something like that, especially if it's an in-depth article and if you have a lot of things in your additional instructions or review, it goes in a loop until that is fixed. So there are a little bit of things that you still need to be aware of. Again, this is not real time. You just have to keep refreshing it to get new. All right, now it has finished it, and it has picked up the next one here. And you can see the PDF, Shopify website development. So it's decent, I guess. Like the quality of all this can change drastically if you put a different LLM. But GPT-4o mini is good for me. It has like some statistics and stuff like that from different thing. It includes the external links as well, where it's got the data from, understanding Shopify and its key features, and different sections, best practices for Shopify development, version control system. I actually forget what was the keyword. It's all right for the Shopify website development. It's not very extremely specific, so it just gives an overview article. So it's not so bad. Test and refine. You can give additional instructions as well, which I'll show you in a minute. Using tools like Optimizely. You can click on that. do check these links. System for marketing, A/B testing, according to Shopify. It has some nice statistics. Use Google Analytics. If you don't want the actual links to be included, you can. I can make, like, I'm in the process of making it configurable. Or for now, you can just do it manually in the drafting stage. Just delete the links, hrefs and stuff like that. So it's pretty comprehensive actually. Again, the length also is adjustable. I'm in the process of I have set it to set maximum now. So I think it's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 14 pages long. It's not so bad actually. You can also have download markdown version of it. So you get that. Yeah, you have a bit more control over it if you're going to make changes and copy this and put it into ChatGPT to fine tune it. But remember, it will reduce the length if you do that. So copy parts of it and ask it to rewrite or something like that. All right, this one, companies that build Shopify stores. If I open up the PDF, it actually lists some companies. I don't know where it got from, probably from New York, yeah, US. So it's basically US search, headless commerce and stuff like that. So when you actually want to rank for this, you don't really want to include your competition. So you can specify that things custom development costs, and then you have design rush and everything. So this is another agency. You actually want to do a call to action to your own web services. In that case, you can actually, let's do that again. Companies that build Shopify stores, go to publish page again. And then if I do say, it's not very deterministic depending on GPT-4. Not the mini one, follows instructions better. What I usually do not list any competition. I want to rank for this keyword for Shopify web design services that I am providing. With that, I can also show you informative different tone. It is being generated. I want to show you the link to WordPress that it generates. So if you click on there, it will take you to the draft page if you are logged in. Otherwise, it will throw a page not found. And then you, and you can go edit post there. So this table of contents is more for markdown based websites. It can actually post to a webhook as well. So if you normally with WordPress, you would use a plugin to do the table of contents, and you can just delete this. And we don't really want two titles there either. I'm going to keep everything else. And sometimes, because we are using a dumber version, sometimes it has two conclusions, something like that. So I'm just going for to see, okay, this is actually not so bad. Backlink building and stuff like that. I'll just save it and I'll publish it, and we post. There you go. That's it. Make sure that for good SEO, you tag it as well. For Google for the next thing to work, with the Google indexing, for that to work optimally, make sure you have your robot.txt and sitemap XML ready. WordPress should take care of it anyway. But it's why I say that is though that if you go into robot.txt, yeah, I think I haven't enabled that for myself. Let's do sitemap XML. Yeah, you can see that the post tag and post category and stuff like that. So all these are crawled, right? So make sure that the tags and categories are on point. I do have to set up the robot.txt properly. And the next thing that I want to show you is that, let's see. Right now that's done as well. Companies that build Shopify stores. Oh, it does have that. You do need to have a GPT-4 or Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So you have to switch to 4 for better GPT instruction following. It's not very deterministic. That's the problem with these AI language models. But anyway, coming to the next thing, I promise you it works 60-70% of the time. Or you can just delete that section. So once you publish that, you can come to Search Console indexing. And then again, you have to enter the credentials and do fetch pause. And it will. So before you do this, make sure that you have proper robot.txt and sitemap XML. So you don't have to wait around for Google to find discovery website. You can just submit it from here. You do need to have your Search Console enabled. So these are all the indexed ones. So I just created one yesterday, submitted a bunch of them yesterday. Like Google hasn't still done it probably because I don't have the robot.txt. You need to have that. Otherwise, Google will not crawl. Which one was it? This one. Yeah, it just stopped at one page, the home page, and then stopped it right there. Index page. So yeah, it just indexed the home page. That's pretty much it. So anyway, you need to have this. You need to go to Google Search Console and have that set it up. And additionally, you have to go to settings and add the blogger app, add the tool as a user. You have to try it, and once you add that, it will allow you to index it. So if you come down a little bit, you can see that these two was never indexed. So you can just select them, 2 of them. And this tool will also show other posts that you didn't generate through the tool, other WordPress posts also. So that's a bonus. And then, the design is probably not the best. You can come here and click on select post and submit for indexing. So that's how that works. And I think that's pretty much it, the tool usage. And you can see that I have been busy. I've done plenty of. Ideally I would want it to generate in the background, but because I'm using not an open source AI, I do want to have some control over it, because otherwise I'll go broke very, very soon. I'll probably hook it up to a cheaper API if that's possible, or run it locally even. If you want that kind of setup, like to run it locally using Olama or something like that, hit me up and I can set it up for you. It won't be as good. But you won't be able to work with the 400 billion parameter model unless you have a GPU based machine. But if you have an agency and have the budget for it, that is possible. And that definitely can match the quality of like GPT-4o, something like that. So that's pretty much it. And if you want any more features to be integrated, let me know, and I'll see you in the next one. So before you go, I just wanted to show you my own results with the other page. So I have 69K indexed already. It's only gone up. And there's 125K not indexed. Most of it is because my server failed, server error, or I had to blocked by robot.txt, which is a bad idea. Never do it. Google to re-index it. It takes more time. So this is never block Google with robots.txt. What you can do is though to return 403 errors, rate limit errors. So it will slow down the crawling if your server is overloaded. That is also summary here. Soft server error 403. These are all rate limited errors, but it is coming down. Google, you can see that small dip. So I've asked Google to revalidate it again. So it's coming down bit by bit. But this process, revalidation bit, actually takes a bit more time. So, and you can see that it's still crawling. 600 crawls completed. That is how much. I have to block Google from time to time. Otherwise, it would have been much more faster. I actually moved from Vercel for this reason, because my server bills were going crazy. I have about 1 million pages on that website, which is basically a directory, right? And people do all kind of like, AI tool search there, and then basically for each search it generates a page, submits to Google, and that is it. So yeah, you can check it out. You'll have to pay for now. I haven't actually opened it up to public. So if you want to actually try it out, do reach out to me. I can probably set it up with your own API key for a while, but to try it out, I can't really afford to give free trials right now. But you do want to have some sort of like white labeling custom setup, which I won't be selling you the code, but it will be a custom setup. Do reach out. We can definitely come to some sort of arrangement. I will give my details in the description, and you can do that. So until next time.